You had a question about one of my plays.
I did. There's the clip that you sent me was a really quick bang hitter play, block charge in the open court. And I just wanted to see your thought process on what you saw to make that decision.
All right, let's have a little reverse game notes action and look at one of my plays.
I watched it like 15 times in slow-mo. Can you just tell me what you saw on the play to make you the decision to call a block?
Can I hear what you saw first?
What I saw was it seemed to me to develop as a charge, but just the way the player fell, it just didn't make sense for it to be a charge, because it seemed like he was trying to avoid contact as the defender was walking into him. And I'm assuming just the way the player landed, because the player didn't land through his chest, he landed off to the side, like on diagonal. So it looked like the guy stepped into his space, and it was very close if he had established legal guard position, but it seemed to me like he clipped him with his knee when the offensive player was trying to go around him. And that's why he ended up this way instead of like a pancake over, right?
Sometimes the way they crash and the way they land and how their body absorbs the contact is a teller on what the correct call could be. So I like your logic there. I agree. That's a really, really close play. It's a hard play. It's a quick play. There's a lot of contact. It's happening in the open court. So basically I have B1 establishing an initial legal guarding position as A1's still in the backcourt. He's about 20 feet away from him when he establishes, but he does establish. He's facing him 2 feet on the ground. Offensive player loses the ball ahead of him, which causes the defender to now run forward. So anytime a defender is running forward, now he's lost his legal guarding position. So as I see the loose ball, with my left eye, now I'm looking at the defender. So I have the ball and the offense basically in my right eye. My left eye as a defender, all I see is that running motion. So I'm using that information leading up to the block or leading up to the crash. So I tried to follow him as much as I could. I noticed him going forward. And anytime a player is going forward with high speeds like this, it brings our radar up a little bit more. Like, okay, he's running forward. We're going to have a crash. He needs to do everything he can to make sure he comes to a complete stop before contact. So that was my criteria here. Did B1 stop running and stop his forward movement in order to establish that initial legal guarding position right before the crash? In my opinion, he didn't. There was still lingering effects of him trying to run fast and then just stop. He's not just going to stop right away on a dime, a big man like that. So I think his body's still moving forward, which is why the offensive player gets kind of hip checked the way he did. Upon review, I like the block. I've showed officials that like charge. I've showed officials that like block. So, I mean, it's really to each his own. The play is over. It's never coming back. There's no right answer. There's no right answer. It's all about what you called in that moment. But I looked at it a lot. It's a great play. That was my first play of the year. So that was my first play since being off for basically 11 months. But that's why I love it, because I was ready for it,
That's good. Because like I feel a lot of officials, they saw that it would be deer in headlights like this, right? And then all of a sudden you're like not putting a whistle on that play, and then like you have both coaches yelling at you, right? Instead of just like putting a whistle on the play that needs to like bodies to the floor. Like unless I always was told if you can explain why the body's to the floor and why you didn't have a whistle, then hold it. But if there's a body to the floor, there's a reason why the body's to the floor. Right. So especially in an open court crash scenario, right? And it just happened like that, like bang, right? Like guys running like this, looking for the ball or whatever, and just turns. All of a sudden, this guy's like trying to anticipate a steal and like just creeping in too quick and just like boom happens, right? So no, but when I remember watching you, just like it was so strong and so confident, like there's no doubt in your mind, like anyone in the gym was going to argue with you that it'd be a block. Everyone's like, obviously, the defense is like, come on, ref, like I was there though, but like it was. Did you get any flack from the coach, or the coach was?
No,